This episode of Dr. Drew After Dark is brought to you by HoneyBook. We'll get more into that a bit later. Right now, let's get on with the show. Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children. Hey everybody, welcome to Dr. After Dark. Appreciate you being here. Keep those voice messages coming at 818-253-1693. And also, the emails are great. We appreciate it, drafterdark@gmail.com. And support the people that support this podcast. Look, I love the watches of Vincero and everything. I love all this stuff. My dear guest today, of course, is the great Christina P.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And I was thinking that, first of all, we're doing a lot of YMH centered interviews and stuff for a little while, which I dig. And the audience, I think, digs too, which is nice. So thank you for making that possible.
Of course.
We're going to have Nadav in here in a second. And
I can't wait for Nadav.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But it occurred to me that this is sort of your and my version of two bears, one cave. This is like two spouses, one cool conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. This is our cave.
This is our place to down. I feel like you and I, we mind meld.
Yes.
We love to gossip about other people.
Yes, we don't laugh till our sides hurt the way Tommy and Bert do.
Well, they have a different thing.
Is Bert okay? I've been following him a little bit.
Yeah, he posted on Instagram that this month of sobriety.
I saw that.
How do you feel about that?
I figured that was him putting us all on alert that now it's over. He's going to really go for, really going to start
full trial.
Yeah, because I saw his schedule and I literally tweeted. I said, "Dude, you're going to hurt you. Be careful, man. It's every night.
It's nuts." Well, yeah, the next tour he just announced. So it's going to be chaos.
I saw it. It is literally 4 months of every night. Yeah. Maybe one night a week here and there off.
So how's that going to go? Let's say you're a person that doesn't binge drink, and that's still a very...
That would make you not Bert. Let's say you're not Bert. Okay, let's say you're not Bert.
Yeah. Right. What's this underlying issue here?
Besides the binge drinking?
What's leading to the binge drinking? What do you think it is?
Well, he has that terrible anxiety disorder, right?
Anxiety disorder.
And he has this weird treat thing where everything has to be met with this little childish thing where everything needs a reward, or he's depressed, he's crestfallen.
Was that poor parenting? Do you think his parents rewarded him for every little shit that he made in the toilet? And then
probably something like that. Yeah, I like the idea around potty training. That's probably where it all happened. That sort of seems, it rings very true to me.
Yes.
It's interesting. I was noticing something about millennials today that they don't really notice hierarchies, the millennials right now.
Interesting.
Which is why they don't understand starting here to get here, because getting here is just, why is that guy up there? They have no respect for that, no understanding of it even. And I thought, wow, we really did that. Because I remember when my kids were young, there was a lot of conversation like, God, we've raised these kids to go to adults and ask for help, and they feel so comfortable coming to us as a resource. They just didn't respect us as anything much of anything other than something to help them.
Yes.
And so the idea of, somebody being a higher status of any type for any reason doesn't really register for them.
100%. That and the expert culture has been
that's all part of that,
diminished.
Right?
Yes, because the idea that you can read something on Wikipedia and now you're an expert versus having years of schooling like a Dr. Drew.
Yeah. And my peers have begun putting a frame thing in their exam rooms. They point at it and it says, "Do not confuse your Google search with my medical training."
Right.
Because the experience of treating things in reality is very different than what we learned by the end of second year medical school, which is what you get off Google. Not the 6 to 10 years after that is really with the applied knowledge that gives you the skill.
Of course.
And they don't understand that.
But most importantly, what's wrong with Nadav?
So Nadav will be in here next, I think. Probably be the next podcast.
I am so excited.
And what do you think?
I have so many thoughts on him. Now
let's make sure everybody knows who Nadav is. He provides us with the laughter behind the scenes. Yes. You see him on the cutaways. I'm sure they're cutting away to him now, and he's a critical ingredient in this empire you guys have.
He's the producer, the Blue Band.
But more than that, he establishes the culture. Right? Because when comedians come in here, they're like, oh my God. They're like, literally like, oh, somebody's laughing at my jokes. This is so great. I was like, that's Nadav.
Yes.
So what's wrong with him?
Well,
why would he choose to do this?
I know. Well, who's in show business? First of all, you got to be. There's a level of
some narcissism. Of course.
Neglect. Your parents didn't pay enough attention to you. Yeah. I also have defined a level of self-care for all our male employees. Excuse me. I think
You defined a deficiency in their healthcare, their self-care?
Yes. I like to rank them on who cares the most. Now, I believe Chris, who's also sitting in there, has the highest level of self-care. He cooks for himself at home. He looks clean. He showers.
Gay, right?
No, it's
he must be.
No, heterosexual.
No.
He brings his own. Yes.
Come on.
Yes, cute, very sweet.
There's no version of a heterosexual that's good.
I know.
He has to be gay. He just doesn't know it. He doesn't know it yet. How dare I? You're married to one. Do you know what okay.
Are you a pig? Are you disgusting?
In my own way. In my own way.
What do you do that's gross?
You're
not gross.
You'd have to ask my wife. Oh yeah, come on.
You're so clean looking.
But I'm still gross. I'm a male.
Do you poop in front of her?
Heterosexual, sure, whatever.
You do a door open?
I prefer not.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
What's the grossest thing you do alone? Just be honest.
Alone?
Do you look at the paper when you wipe?
Sure.
Do you pick your nose?
In the car, that's bad.
That's
the worst. In the car, I keep thinking someone's gonna see me. I swear, a woman was laughing at me today on the way here. I swear, because Adam once said he goes. I was going at myself so much. I think I have a problem.
Can you give yourself an infection picking your nose? I'm convinced you can.
You could.
I have. I think I have.
You could give yourself a brain abscess because it's right. Your cavernous sinus is right behind there. Yeah, you got to be a little careful.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's done that.
Fuck.
I'm sure of it. Going at themselves real good.
Okay.
With the long fingernails. Your fingernails are.
That's the thing. I keep mine short for
that reason.
Yeah,
I get it.
You to pick mine out.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to my theories. Okay, so he has the highest level of cleanliness, Chris, and he has a poor diet. He poops once a week. He eats
I heard about that. Yeah.
Pop-Tarts.
But the once a week doesn't bother me. It's the bad diet bothers me.
Crappy diet, but he's skinny, so he's got that on his side.
Yeah. For now. Genetics will catch
up to him. He's still in his late 20s. Yeah. Nadav. Not sure what's going on there.
I know.
Nadav, when's the last time you cooked a meal for yourself?
Ooh.
Say that.
Where do you what kind of foods do you eat? Like gross fast food stuff?
Well, yeah, I'm keto, so a lot of hot wings, a lot of burgers without buns.
So you're doing that now? I converted you to that?
No, like I've done it before, you know.
It's working. You've lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah, he looks great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Keto works, man.
It does.
Yeah, it lets you eat garbage and, still lose weight.
You could do a little better than eating garbage.
Am I reading that wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what's behind that.
How often should I have Wingstop in a week?
0.
Yeah.
What is that? Just sodium?
Well, but there's chicken meat, but then the chicken skin is just full. It's not very keto, by the way.
Whoops.
But where are you eating the ground beef from that you're not eating the buns? Like, where do you get that from?
The premium In-N-Out.
All right, that's good.
That's not bad.
Pretty good.
That's
a little fat burger every now and then. Sometimes I'll make my own.
He's blowing smoke right now. I'm going to get to him. It's a smoke screen.
Yeah, it is.
The real stuff we're going to get to soon.
Pot. He smokes a lot of pot.
Oh.
Right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Are we into video games? We killing feelings with that a lot?
Not really. Not a huge video game person.
Chris is a gamer though. He's into the video games.
Okay.
The one that does care for himself a lot.
Not gay. Though.
Not gay. No. Just a video game.
I'm trying to figure that out.
I don't know what Nadav's dating situation is like. He's very secretive.
Oh.
That's gay. That's gay. Are you gay, Nadav?
No, I'm not gay.
Are you?
I am secretive though.
But he has to date.
He's secretive.
But his mom would kill herself if he didn't date Jewish girls, I suspect. Am I right on that?
Well, she should get ready then and say some last goodbyes because that is not something I do.
But
I don't date Jews.
But isn't that true that
he's so anti-Semitic? He hates Jews.
Really? Is that why he speaks Hebrew all the time?
Yeah, I make him speak Hebrew for the counting.
He's anti-Semitic.
Oh, this is kidding.
Fantastic. This is fantastic.
No, he's not anti-Semitic. He just doesn't. He doesn't like dating in the tribe.
Okay, that's fine.
I respect that.
No,
I don't date my tribe. Hungarians, never. Gross. Not interested.
Really?
Culturally, yeah. I'm just not there. I don't like it.
Yeah. What's Tom again? He's
half Peruvian, half American.
Oh,
I wanted American and some spice because I don't.
American Indian?
No, American.
What does American mean?
USA.
What does that mean? Yes, I know, but nobody's American except American Indians.
Oh, is that right? Well, you know what I'm a foreigner. Like because I wasn't born here and my parents are such foreigners. Like,
yeah. Do you still speak Hungarian? I know I always ask you this.
Not well. I curse. I just can curse.
Like what? Give me a good one.
Kurwa iść tam pasamek.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Yeah. What are you, Pinsky or Polak
It's
too?
it's close in that region. It's Ukraine and Belarus.
Same. Yeah.
Which was this mad exodus at the beginning of the 20th century.
Yeah.
They just got out.
Yeah.
Everybody.
You've got the suffering gene.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Darkness.
Yeah.
Do you get depressed? Are you ever?
Well, so I was telling you, we were talking about Billy Joel before the things heated
Thumbs
up.
down.
Well, no, I loved his music in 1977 when it was brand new, but I listened to it like a maniac as I descended into a profound depression. And now whenever I listen to that music, I'm literally, it just puts me back in that state. And it is not good. It is not bueno for me.
Isn't that funny how bands can be ruined for you that way?
Yes.
You listen to it for a certain era of your life and they're forever destroyed. But anyway, sorry. So why were you so depressed?
I was lost, truly lost. And I'd left college because I decided I didn't want to be in pre-medicine anymore. And why was I going to this school in New England? And screw everybody. I'm doing everybody else's bidding.
Left college?
Left college. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Music, theater. I don't know. I was just screwing around. And the girlfriend I'd had since through part of high school, and probably about 3 or 4 years at that point, was like left me and mistreated me, and I just felt so lost. It was unbelievable.
What's her name? First name.
First
name. Becky. Fucking Becky.
But
what a bitch.
But as I've told you, I blame myself for being so clingy.
You were a teenager.
I know I was 19. But I was
You're supposed to be.
But I was a depressed, anxious,
me too,
fucked up 19-year-old. Yeah,
so Billy Joel was the depressive music.
Billy Joel is the music I listened to while I descended into one of my depressions. and part of the thing that got me out. I was thinking about this lately. Is developing a purpose and an identity. Like medicine gave me a purpose, and the training, and it felt right and good. It was always feeling better, and I really did a lot for me.
Well, I think that's a good point. Having purpose and also the discipline to follow through and stick with something.
Yeah, I could do that. But I was interesting. Part of the reason I left, I think, is because I started in pre-med. I did very well. But I was like, these people are brilliant. I am not brilliant.
Yeah.
I can't compete with this. I had to kill myself to get the grades I got. I'm not going to do that for 4 years. I can't do it. Can't keep it up. Left, screwed around for a year and a half or something. And when I came back and got back at the sciences again, I could do it all of a sudden. And not just do it. I think the male brain, for one thing. I think the male brain has got to get past into their 20s before it's like... You know what I mean? It's a
maturity thing, right?
It's the ability to focus and contain and regulate your emotions.
It's hormonal. You guys just have to calm so much those years.
It's just there's stuff.
You just
floating.
left school and you just jizzed everywhere, and then you came back. Did you bust nuts that year?
There was white everywhere.
Yeah. Where did you go? To Europe?
No, I lived at home. It was terrible.
No.
It was horrid.
Home is the worst.
Yeah, it was just the worst experience. The worst, deepest, darkest depression ever. And let me think. I can't remember the chronology of all this. Oh, and then when I came back to school, I still hadn't decided to do medicine yet. I just wanted to get back to New England because I went to SC for a semester.
Yeah.
And I was taking hard classes and I thought, I was working away, and all of a sudden after my first paper, the professor or whoever was teaching the class calls me in and goes, I thought, oh shit, here we go. And he goes, this is an incredible paper. He goes, where's your like? And I thought, oh fuck, I'm a B- student at Amherst College. I am not an A student. This is not good. I need to get back to New England where I'm in my appropriate sort of alignment where I can try to really keep up with these people that are really smart. And then when I was in New England, this one's not supposed to be my interview, but it gets too bad.
Because you're interesting.
Anyway,
listen, I've been listening to you for years, but I don't know you.
Okay,
I want to hear you say
this
shit. So does everybody who's known you for years. Yeah.
Then I started having panic attacks when I was back there, and
at Amherst.
Yeah, and then got depressed again. Although I was a lot better, I still wasn't right, and that was when I was like, again, struggling. Who am I? What do I want to do? I was like, maybe that science stuff is something I had to consider, because before I was like, that's not me. I refuse to accept any of that. And I just thought about it one day, and just thinking about doing it again was like, oh, that feels better.
Isn't that interesting?
Literally.
Following your feelings
Yeah.
on things, that just feels good.
Immediately. And
When
I was
you-
like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm not, like, that would be okay. Because I need that structure. I like that discipline. I could do it, I think. But, oh, man, I'm going to have to get my shit together and work very hard. Because now I had 2 years left to do all pre-med. So I went to summer school and stuff, did the whole thing. And but I, even in spite of taking it a ridiculous load, in terms of I had to catch up, I had to be doing multiple science courses and math or whatever, I could do it all of a sudden. Not only had I found a renewed commitment to it and it was mine and I owned it, but I think my brain had matured to the point that I could tolerate that kind of work.
Interesting.
I really don't think the male brain is at 19.
Oh, they're practically, they're TikToks. They're not really
Yes.
people. Like I remember dating.
I would have been all over TikTok.
TikToks. Yeah. Like I remember being that age, and I'm wired for monogamy. I'm not wired for dating. I don't have that kind of thing that's like I can just bang dudes, and I'm not a hooker
I don't
upper.
think many people are in reality.
Oh.
No, not many people are, and I think they try to be, and they pretend they're not. They dissociate themselves from their feelings, and then kind of learn to tolerate their feelings. Is literally what they do.
Yeah, because hookup culture for me was I don't like it.
I liked dating though.
Like just getting to know somebody.
I love that.
Oh, that's
I
fine.
just loved.
Well, you're good at chit chat. You're
Yeah,
good at
I just liked
talking.
it. I liked that. I thought that was fun.
I don't like the courting. It makes me so nervous. I don't like all
Yeah, see, I never
that.
thought of it as courting. Once I got, this is now later, I'm already like a resident or something. I just thought of it as hanging out with people.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
What was
so
I talking about? What the fuck?
you were asking me more questions about my horrible depression.
Yeah,
so-
I can't see you as depressed.
Oh,
That's so
it was
interesting. Oh, I was going to
spectacular.
say, do you really think, so you think your brain was just not formed yet? Because you could
Yeah.
keep up. I'm sure your peers were not.
I was
so much smarter than
but
you.
I was in an environment of like ridiculously smart people.
Isn't that the worst?
It's the worst, but it's also the best. It makes you,
Yes.
perform at a certain level.
Of course.
And these guys, but as a younger person, no.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
ready.
what I was gonna say. Sorry, the 19-year-old boys. I remember being like, "Ugh, you guys are dopes," and then men don't get good until they're like 28. I would say.
That's exactly what I told my daughter.
Yeah.
I told they should be in cages until they're 28.
Yeah.
And she goes, I always remember you told me put them in a cage till they're 28. I'm like, it's true.
It's true.
I should have been caged.
Yeah. I
Why
agree.
they didn't do that? I blame society.
I know.
for not caging us.
So how old are you when you graduate from med school?
25.
That is so young.
Yeah.
Bananas. And then at that point you do what? Your
Residency.
So
Zooming.
where did you do that?
Zooming.
In LA? That was in LA.
Yeah. It was at an SC institutions back towards in Huntington, in the big county at the time.
And where do you?
And
what
that
do you
goddamn big county, if somebody had walked me in there and said, you're going to spend a couple hours here, I'd go, new school. I lived there for about 6 years.
And
I spent ridiculous hours.
Isn't that when they do like crazy hours for you guys?
Yeah, we did. We used to.
Why
and
do they do that to
Because you
you?
need to do that.
Why?
Because you need. It was one of the most important experiences of my life.
Wow.
And it's funny we're having this conversation. I hope this is not boring for people, but I feel boring.
I'm not boring.
So, all right. So if you're not good.
No. This is great.
All right.
Yeah.
So I was.
For people that don't know, when you do your residency, they do crazy hours for these students.
It's where you become the specialist in whatever where you become a general surgeon, become an internist, and then you can become a cardiologist. It's your real training. It's
And
really
you
where you're
became
an
a
internist,
proctologist,
internal
right?
medicine.
That's a butt
worked with
doctor.
plenty of Brown.
Yeah, what
but-
was that
but-
like the first? So okay, sorry, I'm interrupting. Go.
So,
you're
you can ask
there?
for the Brown next.
Yeah.
What the hell was I saying?
You're
about
doing
my
your
residency?
residency and so many hours, but you said you have to do it. You absolutely have to do it that way.
I gave a big talk in Las Vegas earlier in the week, and this woman who's a physiatrist came up to me, and
I don't even know what that is.
it's physical medicine, like rehabbing people from strokes and things like that. It's a
Jesus.
very good discipline. It's very cool, and she goes, yeah, how'd you get into all this? And I sort of told the story, and she's like, well, how did you know I just try stuff. Somebody would say, you want to do this? You guys come to me and say, let's do an after talk show. How much did I think about that? And it's like,
Right.
okay, let's try it.
Why
Let's try
not?
stuff. Let's do stuff. And she goes, oh, you're not afraid of anything. And I go, well, that doesn't describe me to myself. However, I thought to myself, the way we used to be trained, I told her, I said, the first time I was in an ICU, I did pediatric. I can remember my training in medical school and residency almost every day. It was like so vivid and so intense for me that I could definitely tell you week to week what I was doing. So I did pediatrics, and I did gynecology, and then I did neurosurgery. And the first, so hold on. And so the first day we're in neurosurgical ICU, and it's like 6 a.m, and the neurosurgical resident goes, there's like 12 patients or 14 patients. He goes, that one needs a swan, A-line, ventriculostomy, trach, vent, swan, A-line, swan. This is going to central line, and I'm going to be in surgery till 8 o'clock tonight. Get that all done. I'll talk to you then. I did not know the words that had come out of his mouth. I don't know that. There was an intern and 2 medical students, and we had to do all those procedures that day. And after that day, I could handle like anything.
Yeah. What's a swan?
Swan is a you put a line in under at that time we did it under the clavicle. You can also do it in the internal jugular vein, and you put a huge little pipe in, and you feed a long wire down the pipe into the heart.
Thank you.
To read the pressures inside the heart.
I'm gonna throw up
in the pulmonary artery.
How do you do that to a human being? How do you do? Had you worked with cadavers at that point?
We knew all the anatomy and stuff. We knew everything, but you'd never done a procedure like that.
A human, and that human's awake during that?
Oh no, neurosurgical ICU. Everyone's in comas. Everyone's in comas. Comas and on breathing machines. Everybody.
So the first day you walk in there.
That was the first day in the big hospital. It's that giant old building that is at SC now. You know, that LA County Hospital. It's no longer the hospital, but it was the hospital at the time. Yeah.
And do you just shit your pants, like trying to touch your first patient? What's that like?
You're cast in. You're going so fast that
you don't have time to even.
I remember first things like the first time I saw a resident tell somebody that somebody was brain dead, and I had notes. You know, I didn't think he did it well. So you learn. I didn't tell him.
What were your notes?
But I didn't. I adjusted my own self when I came time for me to do that. You know, I was different.
So how do you tell somebody that their loved one is brain dead?
You attune to them. You acknowledge where they're at and how much pain they're in, how awful this is. But I have something that's simply this is just the way it is right now. So,
fuck. Okay, so
you sort of blurt it out and you go, do you have any questions? You stay with them.
You blurt it out.
You just got to let it go. Yeah, you
rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah. But I always try to set it up. His thing was he sort of looked up and he was aloof and stuff. And I thought, no way, man. You get in, you go, this is horrible. I wish there was more I could do. But unfortunately, boom, that's it.
God damn it.
Did a lot of that. Internal medicine, you don't realize that's where people go to die. Because all the specialists only want to do stuff when they can do things. And when they're done, they hand them back to us. And surgeons will say things like, we got it all, which is never true when you have cancer.
Oh, God.
Never.
Don't tell me that. What do you mean it's never true?
It's just never true. I mean, it can be true. I mean, rarely. But cancer, solid tumors, once you have one, it's everywhere. You can get the solid tumor out, but it's spread.
Oh, how do you deal with knowing this much about the human body? And
at the beginning, it freaks you out. You think you have everything.
For sure.
And then you start getting judgment perspective later, after about 4 or 5 years. And then you just get grateful that you live to the next day.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand how much shit there is there waiting for you.
I'm getting a picture. So you're just aware of the imminence of your mortality, like the imminence of death.
You're aware of the biological reality. And people don't like to believe they're biological.
No, I've heard you say this before on Loveline many years ago, that people don't like to accept that they are biological beings that break down. You've said that before.
It's not even breakdown is almost too convenient a way to say it. It's biology is infinitely complex. Shit happens. The fact that it doesn't is the miracle.
That's what I think too.
Yeah, and when I originally got involved in Loveline, it was because it was an accident, right? I came up there, it was an accident that I got involved with the show. But I was like, oh my God, no one's talking to these young people about this thing that's coming. We were just starting to call AIDS. We went from grids to AIDS right about 6 months before. And I was seeing shit tons of them. And I was like, and these kids don't seem to understand that this is coming and this is real and you need to use a condom. So I thought, can I come back? I just kept coming back every week. That was what motivated me to stay with it.
Isn't that amazing? No, I just read something that there's supposedly a cure for AIDS or HIV coming.
There's some things coming that are pretty exciting. A lot of exciting stuff. In the history of medicine, there's never been anything close to HIV and AIDS, ever. It took us 1,000 years to figure out what caused syphilis. HIV.
Oh my God, that's bacterial, isn't it?
Well, we didn't know what bacteria were until until Pasteur, and then we didn't have antibiotics until the 50s, right? It's like we couldn't do anything with anything, and here is a new illness shows up. Within 10 years, they figure out the epidemiology. 15 years, you've got a causative agent. 20 years, you have some treatments. 25 years, you have complete control of the disease into a chronic state. I mean, that's never in the history of medicine has anything like that ever happened.
Are we going to do that with cancer? What's going on?
Cancer,
is it possible?
The problem with cancer is too many different illnesses.
Right.
Each one is a different illness. I'm very involved in the prostate cancer stuff right now, and we're if I were back in training, I'd become an oncologist. It's really exciting. Yeah.
Why
very
so?
exciting.
Tell me what's
because
going on.
when I was in training oncology, I was like, why would you do that?
Fuck
you
that.
Can't do shit.
Well, for those who are not knowing, oncology is the cancer treatment.
Now it's exciting. You can do a lot with a lot.
Really?
Oh my God, there's a lot to be done.
Well, my mother had cancer and lymphoma, and I remember they just blast you full of chemicals. That's what chemo is, right? They blast you full of poison. And
but now it's all very individualized, and there's a lot of very cool. I mean, you can literally. I mean, the tumor has to have some sort of mechanism in it that prevents your immune system from seeing it. Well, now we know how to attack that. We know how to attack a lot of things that go on with the genetics. It's really very exciting. The next 10 years is going to be crazy stuff.
What's your biggest regret in life?
No, biggest regret. God, I'm sure I have. Oh, a big regret I have is that I waited 8 years to marry my wife. I say
the same thing about Tom, that I wish I had married him sooner. That's my only regret, is that I hadn't married that, and that I never lived in New York City. I should have lived in New York City in my 20s.
That would have been, I could have that regret too. But it didn't fit. I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
It didn't fit. I'm trying to make up for that now. I'm spending a lot of time in New York.
Yeah.
But
better to do it older and with money.
I would agree with that. But back then in the 70s, who gave a shit?
Right.
So, you watch The Deuce?
No, it's depressing. I couldn't hang in there.
So much that show that brings it to life. But I always thought marriage was a bad thing.
Me too.
I thought it was like, you have fun, you get married, you die.
Same.
And so and now to understand that it's been this great thing, now I feel guilty. I didn't know. Such an asshole.
Me too. I thought it would be miserable, like my parents, because they hated each other.
Like my parents. Exactly.
When did you start therapy? Like, when did you start getting better?
I did therapy in college when I was having the panic attacks, and I had shitty therapy, really shitty. And then my dad got involved in my care, and my uncle, who was a psychiatrist, they fucking never should have been involved, and they're like just mismanaging the shit out of me. And then my junior year in college, though, I found a pretty good therapist, and he was okay, and he was big on just getting me out of his office, like getting me.
God.
It's kind of the way it is today, right? You want people to like get your symptoms under control, and he was trying to empower me to put my legs under me and stuff, and he did a pretty good job of that. But I still had many, many, many issues. So when one of our kids, Douglas, had brain surgery when he was 1, imagine this, we had triplets and then one having brain surgery at 1.
I thank God every day that my problems are small with my children.
So he needed a brain surgery at 1. Now he's in law school and blah, blah, everything's great. But at 1, he needed brain surgery, and my anxiety went out of control, evidently, and I was not even aware of it. And Susan called me one day. I was at the hospital working, and she goes, "You need to see a therapist." And I was like, yeah, I really want to do that. I keep planning on it. Something I'm going to do, find time to do. And she goes, you need, like, it stopped me in my tracks.
What
like,
was
I got
the
symptoms? Whatever it was driving her crazy.
Were you OCD? Did it express
who knows?
OCD?
I was spinning, sort of. And I literally, a cold chill went down my spine. She stopped me, like I froze in place. And I went, okay, I'm calling somebody immediately. And I did. And that was it. And I went to therapy for 11 years. And it was the greatest thing I ever did.
Yeah, you seem so happy.
I am so much better. I don't have all that anxiety and stuff. It's all regulated.
No.
I'm more effective as a person and as a practitioner and things. Really helped me work with drug addicts. Oh my God.
Well, that's probably why you have the shining with the, is that what it's called? You're like the drug addict whisperer.
Oh, the whispering.
Yeah, you've got that talent.
I can bring them into the frame of closeness, which is something I'm really, really familiar with from having been a patient for so many years. I'm really good at being a patient, really good at being a therapist and creating holding environments for people.
You are.
Yeah. And that's quite a thing. I'm very privileged and honored to have that skill.
Yes, very few people can do that. Establish trust.
Fast.
That takes a long time.
Yeah, to be able to bring people in and make them feel felt and held. That's a thing. And so my stuff's all regulated and sort of much, much better.
How do you regulate? Is that
also I'm connected to feelings? I was disconnected from
me
feelings.
too.
Are you
That's
disconnected?
A tough one. Yeah.
Well,
I'm better now.
Because I didn't have connected mirroring or any sort of rapprochement. Nothing. Zero.
Me too.
Yeah. So I was left with my primary emotions disconnected from everything, and just trying to keep everybody in the world from yelling at me and patched together, right?
Yeah.
So that's the codependency. And then
that's exhausting too.
Then just anxiety, because my feelings were not connected in any way.
Yes.
Very unpleasant. Oof.
What was your mom like?
Joan Crawford looks like a lightweight.
Right. It's borderline.
Mixed, like a mixed disorder of some interesting type. Nothing. I've only seen a couple of patients like that, and I have only heard yelling like the yelling I received in the locked ward at the psychiatric hospital.
Wow.
I kid you not. I was like, there's that sound.
Familiar.
It feels like home.
It's like bird song.
Yeah. So it wasn't borderline. It was some mixed disorder, something not good.
Something else. And what was your dad like?
Nice guy, hard, a poor kid from Chicago. He can't believe he's living the life he's leading, but a really diligent doctor and stuff. Away from home a lot, but didn't really understand what she was all about. I mean, sort of contained her, but didn't really realize what was going on.
Were you an only child?
No, I had a sister, but I got all the good stuff.
Oh God!
Somebody gets the bad.
You were the bad kid, and your sister was the good. Yeah. She divided you guys that way. Oh my God! What a nightmare! And now you help people, which is.
But I'm grateful for everything. In the long run, it's not okay. None of it's okay, but I have forgiveness and gratitude and all that good stuff.
And you've had a wonderful life and a happy marriage and great kids and a great career. Thank God. Made you a successful person when you think about it.
I suppose so.
Well,
it would have been nice to have a caretaking at some point.
Yeah. Well, that would be neat.
That would be something.
Someone who loved you unconditionally. What's that all about?
Just not even unconditionally. I don't mind conditions.
Yeah,
just
right.
Any evidence of some sort of caretaking would have been awesome.
Yeah. Or just a lady who made cookies for you every now and then. What?
Let's take a little break from the show to tell you about our sponsor, HoneyBook. Now, you probably always dreamed of it, right? You started your own business. You've no boss. You're the boss. You are CEO. Oh my God, no one told you there'd be so much administrative work. Reality check, everybody. Running your own business is hard. HoneyBook makes it easy. HoneyBook is an online business management tool that organizes your client communications, bookings, contracts, and invoices all in one place. It's perfect for freelancers, entrepreneurs, or small business owners who want to consolidate services they always use, like QuickBooks, Google Suite, Excel, MailChimp. With HoneyBook, you can automate your busy work. They have easy-to-use templates for emails, proposals, brochures, invoices. They also have e-signatures and built-in automation to save you time and get you paid faster. Simplify your to-do list and stay in control with HoneyBook. And right now, HoneyBook is offering our listeners 50% off when you visit honeybook.com/Drew. Payment is flexible, and this promotion applies whether you pay monthly or annually. Go to honeybook.com/DREW, honeybook.com/Drew for 50% off your first year. That again is honeybook.com/Drew. Check it out. And now back to the show. All right, look, we got a TikTok for you.
Oh, I'm so excited!
Yes,
I love
this is some TikToks that I found for you.
Thank you.
That a friend exposed me to. It's essentially a genre of TikTok, which is young males who have their heart broken by women or are calling women a-holes and C's and all that good stuff. But this particular case is somebody who she broke his heart.
Yeah.
He's leaving a long, heartfelt, tearful voice message.
Oh, God.
And she's dancing to it.
Oh, goodness.
So
okay. Oh, God.
I tried all day to talk to you about this, and you're just blowing me off. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you all this, and you still don't trust me. I'm sorry I went off on you. I don't even know what to do. Like, I'm doing everything I can to make...
That is fucking dark.
Don't you like it?
Dark, and I love it.
There we go.
I'm so glad you're on board. Oh, I brought you to my side of the force.
Well,
I can't believe
more.
You're sending me
I'm
these.
a fucking person that actually cares about me and pushes me in the right direction. Without you, I'm just going to go back to fucking hell. I'm not forcing you to stay with me, though. Please.
It's like performance art. It's really amazing.
She is Beelzebub, man.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one.
Well, did he cheat on her?
Whenever the fuck you want to wear it and act like that shit's not disrespectful at all. I'm not dating someone who's got every fucking dude at the school looking at her. You want to do that? Don't fucking be with me.
You have to watch the YouTube now. I don't care. I do not care where you are. You need to watch this show on YouTube. You have to see the visuals on this. This is uncanny. This is too much.
Well, I think so that girl, I read that one, that the guy was upset with what she was wearing to school, with the leggings she wore. So that one was justified.
Yes. And I have a suspicion the first one was a guy that was like domestic abuse.
Oh my goodness.
Like it was probably physical abuse or something. And now that's how they behave when they try to get him back. Which like, I love you. It's because I love you so much. It'll never happen again. That's the cycle of abuse, right? Ugh. And she's. I don't know them. I don't know anything, but but that's how that happens typically. And so maybe she's had enough, and she's dancing her way. Dancing in heaven. What's that?
Dancing in heaven. I never thought I'd get my feet this far. That is pretty amazing.
So
amazing.
We have another clip for you. Yes. It's called Prison Cooking.
Yeah. This is one I've curated.
Tell me about it.
I'm fascinated. We had Danny Brown on the show a while back, and he spent some time in jail. And he told us how to cook a lot of jail food,
like prison wine and stuff.
Yeah, and it all starts with crunching up Cheetos and hot Doritos or whatever.
Yeah.
It's always
spitting them back out.
Yeah, crunch them up, roll it up in a thing. So this guy, we found this one. So
prison food. Here we go.
Ready to do my famous cooking today, you know what I mean? This is what we do. We make the fire bombs right here. You know what I'm saying? We use all this toilet paper, and then we're gonna make a little fire that's gonna cook and roast, you know what I mean? The summer sausage. This is called prison cuisine, and this is how we cook, and this is how we get out of there.
Yes.
Like this.
What is that?
We're gonna rotisserie
That's summer sausage.
And notice why I made all the little cuts in it right there. See the cuts? That's the way it's gonna cook inside real good.
I'm fearful that he cut that off somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Bam.
I know.
So now we're gonna boom, boom.
I know. How did he get the summer sausage?
I mean, if he's got it, why can't they cook it in the kitchen?
I don't know. Watch this.
See how easy that was?
Isn't that amazing?
Now, follow me over here. Bam. I'm gonna light the bomb up. See that?
It's amazing.
Sit it right there at the end, right here. Light it up. And we got it. See that?
This dude is a genius.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I always wonder how man invented fire and how they came up with cooking food and stuff. When necessity calls, men figure it out.
100%. And
I love this guy.
I do too. The resourcefulness involved.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm gonna take this. Gonna take about like 3 or 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Then it's gonna be nice and blackened, and I'm gonna have blackened summer sausage for what I'm planning to eat today. Just TikToking these shenanigans, man. So woke, you know how we do.
It's woke talking to.
So it's a blood battle cry. You don't want to repeat that one too much. Don't repeat it.
I'm sorry.
Put a ban on Suwu.
Okay.
Now he does do it by the toilet, which leads me to believe that's a tad unsanitary to cook your food next to a toilet.
Stop it. It's a metal toilet. First of all, what's he gonna do on the porcelain where all the Pseudomonas lives? It's just where the E. coli hang out, and it's fire. It's hot.
That's fine.
It gets rid of it, and it kills the bacteria.
It's right here. You know what I'm saying? And how it's blackened and nice and blackened and chocolate when it cooks.
Almost
good,
too black though.
See, it's nice and black.
It's too dark. You like it that dark?
Well, I just imagine that nice crust on that would be nice. And by the way, if he gets in trouble with the flame, he just knocks it into the toilet, right?
That's what I was thinking. The utility in that is genius. I mean, the whole thing.
That's definitely not a non-prison toilet, though. That is a prison toilet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just take a good look at that.
Yeah, there's no lid.
No, it's all metal. Yeah, it's good. I like that. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Good.
I was figuring you could do that at your house.
I could. I will do that.
I actually had a question.
Oh, yeah?
So,
It's on the diet, Nadab. It's on the keto.
That is keto.
Summer sausage.
Blackened summer sausage is definitely keto.
Toilet sausage.
So I was wondering, these prisoners are coming up with really intuitive ways to, cook all this stuff.
Yeah.
You've dealt with a lot of addiction and rehabs. Have you seen people in rehab be this creative with?
Oh, you can't even imagine what they come up with where they steal drugs and hide drugs and how they. I mean, we're always like, fucking, they're magicians. How do they do it? They find ways to have sex with each other that without it's just beyond. I can't think of any stories off the top of my head, but we were always like, oh my God.
Where do people hide the drugs? Vagina?
Vaginas,
buttholes.
Your favorite spots. Those are good.
Favorite. So do you, when you admit
vomit
people,
things back up again? You
no
know?
thanks. When you admit people, do you check their anuses and their vaginas?
We don't.
Oh, so that's like an easy peasy
It's an
spot.
easy, I know.
Especially the vag.
I know.
But you have to wrap it in plastic, I'm assuming, otherwise your body will absorb
Condoms.
them.
That kind of
Condoms.
thing. Yeah.
Oh.
And people have died doing that.
For sure.
Yeah. Or people have died swallowing too much cocaine and eats their stomach and stuff. Yeah.
So they'll swallow a bag of condoms of drugs and then vomit them up once they get into rehab.
Sure, why not?
Can't you choke?
Yeah, sure,
vomiting?
yeah, but you gotta have your drugs, man. What are you talking about? And but it will be, you know, things they hide the multiple stages and staging and hiding and intrigue and how they find the way to get away from us and find these things and hide them over the fence and oh my God,
so much energy spent hiding and
why are you
concealing.
My thing is, why do you come to treatment? Don't come to treatment. It's fine.
Or
You're
if you
not ready.
put that energy towards getting better.
I will tell you all that. None of that shocks me. That's why I don't really remember any stories. There was but what would shock me is when the families who put them in treatment and are screaming about everything then bring them drugs.
Are you kidding?
Happens more than I can count.
Oh
and
my God.
It's every time I'm like, it just takes my breath away. Like, really?
What's the weirdest thing you've seen somebody addicted to? Like I've seen on television eating My Strange Addiction. Have you seen that show?
Yeah, but I don't see that kind of stuff that much.
They're eating like cushion foam.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen all that stuff through the show. Most of that's like weird OCD stuff.
OCDs.
Yeah.
What about drinking gasoline?
I've not seen it.
I saw some girl that showed drinking gasoline. It was really bad.
We have somebody that drinks urine on this show.
Oh, we do? Who drinks pee?
You haven't shared
urine
this with
therapy?
Christina?
Is this urine therapy, lady?
Oh, yeah, Rain Florence.
Oh, we've seen Rain.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah,
Huge
you know
fan.
Rain.
I'm familiar with her work.
And then the guy that squirts into people's mouths. We have that one too.
Squirting. Which one?
the piss play porn.
Oh, that was a funny one.
Uncle
Yeah.
Sam's pool party.
Yeah. That was a fun one. I like that one. You can't eat poo though, right? Like when they do those
can't.
scat
Oh,
things.
yes,
I
you
mean,
can.
people do, but you're not supposed to. Like, what are the repercussions?
No, Christina, you're not supposed to. So you shouldn't eat your poo, Christina.
I've heard.
The Hungarian wood elf will come and punish you if you eat your poo.
This is the next T-shirt. I think.
But we just found the next shirt.
Yes.
You shouldn't eat your poo.
But
What can happen if you do?
I had a patient who did that routinely.
That's what I'm going to ask.
It's got a name. It's called coprophagia. and his name was Woodrow. And Woodrow had severe autism. And they brought him to us in kidney failure. And Woodrow was in kidney failure because he had lithium toxicity. And no one could figure out how he got lithium toxicity and shut his kidneys down. Well, guess where lithium is excreted? Not in the urine, not by the liver, in the poo.
And he was just eating his browns?
They knew he played with his brown because he would finger paint regularly with
for
it.
fuck's sake, then keep him away from his shit.
And he was a large young man with severe autism, and he would just sit and do this all day. He was wonderful, and he ate his poo. He had coprophagia and developed kidney failure because the lithium, which was helping with some of the behavior stuff. What's the matter, Christina?
I'm sorry, I just can't even imagine the taste. If it smells bad, it's got it. Have you tasted poo before?
No, can't say I have.
Yeah.
Have you?
No, I've had it on my hands changing diapers.
I like the way you ask me, and then when I ask you, like, how dare you? No. But I've had poo with 3 sets of diapers going.
Yes. Poo. I always. I had it daily. An hour ago, I shit on my hands.
Yeah.
Oh,
here's our favorite.
No, thank you. What's going on here?
It's hard to
Fetish.
know.
This is Drew's favorite.
It's my favorite. I aired it at Caroline's. We did the live podcast there. We had a few walk-ins.
Yeah.
Did not appreciate this.
Few walkouts.
Didn't really.
Yeah.
I literally
Yeah.
got like physically wanted to like fight.
Sure.
How dare you show this in
it
public?
would enrage me if I were not expecting. Wait,
Yeah.
what about Jeff the Vomit guy on the Stern Show? Why does he
Yeah.
like that? What's that about?
I don't know. I don't really know him. I don't know much about him.
I don't know him either, but he enjoys
seeing people vomiting on him and stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting how I just have this notion that during particularly fundamental developmental windows, we have some vulnerabilities, and if something intense happens to us, and there's some intense image or intense connection with somebody or something or some part of somebody on those in that same frame, it
merges,
it sticks.
huh?
Yeah, it's sort of trauma meets Skinnerian reinforcement.
Skinnerian.
Skinner.
BF Skinner.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was deep in the mom vault brain.
So, good job.
I had to pull that
Good
from
job.
college.
You did it. You ever heard of the case of the superstitious pigeon?
No.
I accuse my wife of being this all the time, which is you can train pigeons to do various dances and maneuvers to get a reward. A piece of corn comes down, right? And so after you train these pigeons various different rewards, you start sending the corn down randomly with no association with anything the pigeon's doing. Well, the pigeons then develop elaborate behaviors that they keep repeating because they think that it's somehow affecting the corn coming down.
What kind of elaborate behaviors?
They, they'll do multiple steps and packs and things that they used to get rewarded for. Now they'll put them all together in very elaborate ways,
fun.
but would keep trying to figure it out because the corn would come down and then not come down and then come down randomly. And if they got randomly reinforced, then those behaviors would really stick. So think about how humans do this all the time.
Yes.
We're always trying to figure stuff out and what we're doing that's causing something. And
That's so true.
Yeah.
Well, like the like thing on Instagram, they're testing now to take away the like system.
I know.
And people are really bent out of shape about it. Like, how will I know what I'm doing? He's seeking approval. Yeah, like, well, we put things on the internet for a long time without approval or disapproval measuring.
Exactly.
And why do you need to know? I never.
Speaking of need to know, what are white girls in bloods?
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. This one's really a heavy hitter on our show.
Okay.
Something
on YMH you've not shared with me till now. I'm really sort of mad.
Oh.
Well, you normally are very liberal with your sharing of the things you appreciate, and I'm feeling a little left out by this.
Just go ahead and get
In the before we watch this, Nadav, while we're doing this, look up Nikki Glazer's tweet that I responded to about her.
Let's talk about Nikki Glazer too. Hypersexual these days.
Yeah, she has premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Just look up the tweet for that. Maybe put it up on the screen if you can find it.
Louise.
Yeah.
I know nobody don't want to hear this shit, but things about to go down on Vine Street. We need all the Bloods, all the Crips, whatever.
It's whatever
Whatever it is. We need all of y'all. We need all of them. We need everybody that could help us because I got taken last night. My fucking rib hurts because I got jumped. And my brother last night got jumped too. And I told them to take me back to my husband right here. They didn't do it. They brought me back around 6 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Is that a giant piercing in her tongue that's flopping around there?
Yes, it is so distracting.
Yes, it is.
It's so 90s.
So she and her husband wants retribution? Is that what we're talking about?
She wants retribution. They're calling on all the gangbangers.
Does something happen? Does this pay off in some way?
Yeah,
oh, okay, here we go.
You keep following.
Hey, this is Josh. If anybody knows Cam, tell him his bitch ass has got something coming for him. Because I'm not gonna motherfucking fuck with his damn bullshit. If anybody knows Cam, you better send him a message. Tell him that Josh said he's got something coming for him.
Well, now I'm a little interested.
He's got something waiting on him.
Right?
So tell him to bring his bitch ass on, motherfucking money stealing bitch.
Like Josh is here now.
Yeah, I'm interested.
What's wrong with Josh? TikTok?
Yeah, a little too many TikToks.
Not bright. Just not bright.
Fetal alcohol syndrome, maybe? I'm not kidding.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm not supposed to laugh at that. Yeah. Fetal alcohol.
A little bit.
But here's the interesting part.
Oh, there's more?
Well,
Tell him that right up and I'm done like a best second potato.
Right.
That's on blood game. So whoop.
So whoop, yep. So whoop. That's all I can say. And if anybody out there that want to help us jump these motherfuckers,
let's get this shit cracking.
Let's get this shit cracking. Y'all better come up on Jacksonville.
Yep. We gonna need them.
Yep, bring some guns, bring some knives, all of this shit.
Is everybody still alive that we're watching on this video?
I don't know. Should they be? I kind of hope not.
Is there a payoff?
Yes. Keep going.
Is Josh the payoff?
Let's run up on the nigga. She can kiss my ass at the goddamn same time. She can eat some gross and balls and shit the fuck, put them all in their damn mouth.
And she gonna sit there and say, me and my man ain't no blood? Bitch, we is bloods. And we a blood date all night long because you know what? I was fucked in. He was jumped in, bitch. So get the fuck right.
Fucked in. So what that means is, you're familiar with the culture.
I just interpreting the language.
Yeah, they all ran a train on her, and now she's she thinks she's in the Bloods, but they don't really respect her. Wait for the end. Go ahead, Nadav. The very last, the little piece of information.
Fuck the law, fuck the police, fuck all of it. Fuck all of it. I'm blood. But if y'all need to comment, please let us know if y'all want to get involved in this shit. Because I got jumped, I'm pregnant, and I don't know if I'm going to stay pregnant long because I got jumped.
What's going on?
Makes me want to cry.
I know, it's a lot. It's
a
heavy.
lot. It's too much.
She got fucked in. She's pregnant.
By somebody.
And
now it's going to have her baby punched out of her.
Oh, my God.
It's such
What's
a life.
wrong with the
Such
world?
a life. Let's look at Nikki's great tweet.
Sure.
Before that one, there's one a little further up. Go up. That one. This is Nikki. For 2 to 3 days every night, for 2 to 3 days every month for my entire adult life, quote, I don't know what's wrong with me. Everything's hopeless. I hate my body, skin, and life. I just want to quit everything and give up. Nothing matters. What's going on with me? End quote. My vagina, 1 minute later, blood.
Yeah.
Premenstrual dysphoric disorder.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such a funny way of describing it. And
Yeah.
good for her bringing it up. Then she got a lot of love from other women. And mentioned that I had mentioned it to her before because she had talked to me about it. And
Jeez.
I mean, poor Nikki.
That's terrible. I mean, look, I get the anxiety.
Do you know Nikki? She just
love
did it.
her.
Yeah.
We were huge fans of Nikki Glaser.
Yeah.
She's been talking about butt sex a lot lately.
I didn't know that.
Butt fuck.
Is that her latest thing?
She just talks about sex. She's got a new special on Netflix.
Oh, good.
Banging. But I get that too. I get but more so anxiety and just like, and then the minute my period starts, I'm like, oh, I'm back to myself.
So not fair.
It's the fucking dude. My anatomy is so much worse than yours and so much more complicated.
Yeah.
Dude, it sucks.
It makes you attuned to the universe in ways that men are not.
I don't need to be attuned.
You do because your kids need you to be
I love my
attuned.
kids.
Yeah, so you're at that attunement to them that we have to just follow you.
Yeah.
It's the best we can do. Right now with all my therapy and stuff, I probably could do it decently, but women do it automatically really well.
So you guys are more sociopathic than anything.
We're just more disconnected and linear.
Why?
Right?
Is that socialized, or do you think
No,
that's
our corpus callosum is small. The part that connects to the
you
right
act like
side.
I know what that is.
The right side of the brain. The right side of the brain is the part where the whole holistic, bodily based, attuned kind of stuff is going on. It's where you communicate with your baby before they have language. Your right brain, and you have a huge connecting sheath between the right and left sides of the brain.
Oh.
So you have access to all that. We don't have access to it. We're just in our left brain all the time, and the right brain's doing its thing, but we're not really aware of it.
No, but that's why you guys are incredible doers.
Yes.
That's why you've made civilizations.
Yeah, because we stay very linear.
Yeah.
We don't get into the holistic.
No, like I watch.
We can, but
you
we
can.
don't.
It's not your interest. I watch my 2 little boys, and they're just fucking Vikings. Like my 2-year-old just ran into the ocean without knowing how to swim. Like they're just doers.
Yes.
Girls a little different, a little more talking, language,
the talking
coloring.
thing. Oh my God, I was
like, what?
Yeah, the talking and the drive to talk. They, when your boys hit around 14, 15, they cease speaking.
Really?
They just stop talking, and the young females start talking more.
Why do the boys stop?
Testosterone.
Oh,
it just makes them
horny.
withdraw. You go in the cave, withdraw, masturbate.
Yeah, it's all masturbation.
It's all
Ugh. How do you talk to your boys about that? My husband has to do it, right?
Yeah, he'll do it. And well, you never know because each child sort of has their own person they want to talk to.
Ugh.
Yeah. I will tell you a funny story about my daughter in a second, but what else was I going to say about the young males and as they withdraw. Anyway, but these are biologies, man. They're just not society.
Don't you dare say that though, because now you would be
just the way it is. There are lots of social things. There are lots of social constructs. And by the way, when everybody says something's a social construct, are they then saying and therefore it needs to change?
Right.
I mean, just because something is a social construct, yes, I would say that in the human being, generally speaking, this is what I've learned through years of working with humans. About 60% of whatever it is you're looking at, whether it's your gender identity or your alcoholism or your muscle development, about 60% is accounted for on the basis of genetics alone. The other 40% is environment, just generally speaking. So yes, there's of course society has tons of input into whatever we're talking about here, of course. And then there's certain things that are just biological. It's just the way it is.
Well, I can't force my kid to play with a Barbie. He wanted
Correct.
cars. They both want cars.
And trucks and
Can't
trains.
do it.
Same thing with mine.
I don't give a shit about a dump truck.
And my daughter, I
love
couldn't
it.
force her to play with the train. I couldn't. And we tried. God, because we were 3 at once. We're like, everybody, we're doing the trains.
Yeah.
No way.
Doesn't care.
No way.
I know. Meanwhile, I'm driving around town looking for garbage trucks for my son to look at, and they love it.
Isn't that crazy?
I know. I'm like, I don't care, but you do.
They really do.
It's adorable.
Anything big and mechanical. And
Yeah, that's another thing. My husband has this thing for cars too. I'm like, what is it with men and machines?
I know, right?
I have zero. I love
you know what?
dogs.
As I've gotten
Something
older and my
anthropomorphic.
testosterone has fallen, I've noticed the interest in the machines has dropped too.
You think it's testosterone?
Yeah, probably.
Conquering?
Well, there must be some other brain something in there.
Yeah, because I have no relation to mechanical. I don't give a shit. I don't
Yeah.
care what I drive.
So my daughter was, we let our kids watch South Park.
Yeah.
Bad parents.
Really?
Like 6th grade, we let them watch.
I feel like that's It's like
Well,
comedy education.
It sure was. And one day, I'm driving the 3 to school at like 6th grade. And I swear I told you the story. But
No.
In the back of the car, I hear my daughter jumping up and down, going, finger bang, finger bang, finger banger, finger banger. And I go, excuse me, what's going on? And she goes, it's a band in South Park. The boys had a band called Finger Banger.
Oh, fuck.
And that was their song.
Oh,
And I go, really? Well, yes, I remember that episode. Would you like to know what that means? Okay. And I felt the boys like, they like held their breath. They're like leaning in. Like one son was next to me in the front seat, and he was like, yeah. And like he knew something good was coming. I proceeded to describe what that was.
Yeah.
And she started screaming. She had just changed all of her computer and screen names to Finger Banger. and my sons laughed so fucking hard I thought they were gonna vomit. Doug was like, it's like they could not breathe. So I turned the car around, go home, and change all the computers and everything.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. How do you explain that to a 13-year-old girl?
You
clinically?
just start with somebody's been in romantic encounter. Somebody wanted to put a hand on the vagina to stimulate. I don't know. I was
clinical, yeah.
just was going forward with this description of what a finger bang was, and the screaming ensued. It was my sons. I really thought I was going to resuscitate them. They were laughing so hard.
Finger bang. Well, it's a great
finger
term.
banger,
It's
finger
very
banger,
funny.
finger banger. Oh my God. Anyway, so now yes, anything else? Voice messages. Let's go to some voicemails.
Yeah, let's do voicemails.
Let's hear what we got.
Hey, Dr. Drew, Mommy here. I have a quick question. Hopefully you can help me answer. I've been with my husband for going on 4 years now, and our relationship is fine. We argue, but every time that we are in a heated argument, we want to have sex with each other.
Oh yeah.
And we end up making up because we want to have sex, and I feel like we're kind of putting a Band-Aid on it. We're thinking about marriage counseling, but is this normal? And like,
Yeah, it happens.
we both feel the same way, but I feel like I'm so angry at him, and yet I still want to fuck him.
Yeah.
Not sure what is going on with this.
It's not uncommon. Not uncommon. Good news, bad news, right? The fact that you guys want to be engaged like that is great. But the fact that you confuse intimacy and anger and intensity and sex, it's all messed up in your head, right? So people that have these tendencies confuse intensity for love. And so it's the intensity that you're associating with the sexuality, and that's not the healthiest sex as you're discovering. It's fine as bad things go. That's fine. But you're right. You would be benefited greatly from some marriage counseling to sort of really work on your communication and your intimacy, so you can distinguish intimacy from intensity.
Right, because some couples live to mess with each other, right?
the intensity,
contentiousness. They love that.
They don't really, but yes,
Right?
they kind of get off on it, but they're not really off.
It can't be great, yeah. And then they fucking fight.
Do you guys fight?
No, we have discussions. Yeah, sorry, we do, yes, but not like this.
yeah.
Not like, I'm so fucking turned on by being shitty with you. No. Like that. That's not, to me, that's the opposite of Tom and I.
Yeah.
We have disagreements that are pretty civilized.
Because you guys seem super calm whenever I'm around you.
Yes, and we are in our private lives. If something's, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, every now and then, we'll get fired up. So one of us will be triggered the fuck out. But then we both know that it's a trigger, that we're in therapy. So, you know,
it goes
It doesn't
away.
it doesn't escalate.
Yeah, it's good.
How about you and Susan? You guys yell? I don't see that.
We used to a lot more
Yeah.
when we were in survival mode for a long time with triplets.
Of
right?
course, yeah.
And we did. We survived it, and we both like appreciate each other for that. You know what I mean? Like we honor each other having made it. And when we fight now, the only time the fighting is sort of uncomfortable is if there's like alcohol involved. Then people get weird and aggressive, and it's like it's not really. That's not
she
us.
gets weird. She gets aggressive.
Yeah, it's not us.
She starts calling you names. She's like,
No.
remember that fucking bitch that dumped you when you were 19?
No, she was right.
Should I? You are a loser.
No, it's just sort of an uncomfortable aggression. That's all. We don't not normally aggressive. You know what I mean?
No, I don't see you.
Yeah. The aggression is not helpful. Anger is one thing, but aggression is like.
Yeah, it's misplaced generally.
Yeah,
You're mad at mommy and daddy. You ain't mad at me.
Why are we being aggressive? You know what I mean? It's like, and by the way, if you're being aggressive and you're drinking, then guess what that is? It's the drinking. So let's not do it. Let's just let's go ahead and have a nice time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. For sure. Another voicemail.
Hey, Dr. Drew, this is Jaden. Big ups on the podcast, man. But just had a question here. I was wondering, you basically live in a constant state of, freaking out that my friends and loved ones are going to be kidnapped or die. Just kind of wondering what that's about, if it's anxiety disorder or something else that I don't even know about. And I haven't had any previous unexpected deaths or kidnappings ever in my life, so just wanted your opinion on it, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
All right, man. So it's a kind of a phobia and catastrophizing. I've noticed, interestingly, friends of mine that are from Eastern Europe, grew up in Eastern Europe, will have this fear that their child's going to be abducted. Where did that come from?
Parental stuff, because the shit hit the fan in the old country. Your neighbor would get taken away in the night.
Yeah,
People
but the babies,
disappeared.
would they take babies away?
Take everybody, man.
Yeah, so there's this has been, and I think if your mom, if he's from Eastern European descent, and the mom had that fear, you can as a contagion, you can get her stuff. It's intergenerational transmission of trauma. So I'm wondering if that's the source of it. I've seen that before. So it'd be interesting.
So he has anxiety, and it's
anxiety,
misplaced.
It's phobia, and it'd be something easy to treat, I would think. Some kind of exposure therapy or somebody.
Right, because phobias are misplaced anxieties, isn't that
it's
correct?
just focused anxiety, and there's all kinds of good treatments for it. The International Obsessive Compulsive Disorder Federation, IOCDF.org, has lots of good stuff there. They're a great organization.
Jesus. Yeah. So I have a fear of vomiting, a phobia.
You've mentioned that almost every time we've sat down.
So
together.
should I be watching people vomit all day to get over it?
We could do a little exposure therapy, or we just make you vomit many times.
I just did at the stomach flu, and it helped actually.
See?
Because I realized it was like, oh, that was a shitty minute of my life.
Yeah, it's exposure therapy.
And then it's done.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
So now that I've unwrapped myself entirely to
metaphor?
you, is there anything else you'd like to know?
I love everything. I want to know everything.
You've gotten most of the way through.
You're the smartest person I know.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I've just had a lot of experience. I've realized that I've had remarkable training, and I had a lot of experience. Having worked both in general medicine and a psychiatric hospital, I've sort of seen everything, and now I'm just trying to give it back. I'm just trying to give it away because you don't get training like that, experience like I've had anymore very much, and I have had it. So I see the big picture of the human experience, biologically, psychologically, psychiatrically.
That's why you're fascinating.
Yeah, and so I just want to give that away now. I'm just started doing podcasting all the time where I just
I love it.
Try to do as much as I can.
If you could live forever, would you? Never age? If we could freeze you at whatever age you choose, would you live forever? I watched The Age of Adeline last night.
I mean, it's something it'd be hard to say no to.
Right.
But I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's life then.
I know.
If you don't want to die, you don't want to live. Bottom line.
That is so true. I have a very existential view of reality because of that.
Yeah.
It's the acknowledgement of your death that gives you the freedom to really live and not give a fuck and not worry.
Yes, Mr. Heidegger. That's true.
Oh, that's right.
You've read too much of that shit.
The meaning of being is located in care.
Oh!
I remember that. I pulled that out of the vault.
Did you read Being in Time?
Of course. Not all of it. Not all of it.
You just mentioned Thomas Aquinas. You got into the Continentals as well?
I was big into the Continentals.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I went to
You've got to go do that. You've got to go
Stop
do that
it.
podcast.
I'm not smart enough anymore. I've lost a lot of it through
Bullshit.
two children. I can barely read anymore. I'm serious. I lost my intelligence. My
Do you want to talk about Stern Show before I wrap it up?
Yes!
Okay, we got...
Please.
All right, so what about it? So,
I'm obsessed with the Brent. For those of you who aren't listening to the Howard Stern Show, right now, Brent and Caitlin, there's Brent on the staff of the Stern Show. They are swingers and they're married. They don't have children. And at first it started with soft swinging, which was them going together to a club and maybe they'd make out.
Or they'd bring somebody in or something.
Right. And now it's quickly evolved into full sex on separate continents. Caitlin banged a cop and the guy called the jackhammer.
A porn star. and Brent, not clear what happened there, though Brent is not a liar.
I don't think he's a liar either.
He is not a liar. I will defend him on that. So when they start
Agreed.
questioning what happened, just ask him what happened. That's what happened.
You know what Drew's referring to is a girl named Jenny.
But I don't think he must have agreed to her that he wouldn't reveal too much.
That's what I
think.
think.
Yeah.
Because I've listened to the audio about 4 times. Because I am obsessed. It's my joy in life.
I made the great error of sending a little note to Gary that I was concerned that Brent and his wife, and Brent, I love you, maybe had a sex addiction, which a lot of people in the Stern Show have sort of whiffs of sex addiction. Ronnie, even Howard got a little whiff of it.
You think so?
Not full blown. It's the problem with me is I use these terms very liberally, and they don't have a pejorative sense for me.
Right.
They're just descriptions of people that help me understand what they're up to. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. I'm not saying they need treatment. I'm saying, you got a little extra energy in that way. That's that thing. And Ronnie, you could see, kind of has it too.
Clear as day.
Not that he is an out of control addict and is going to progress in a full sense. Could, in the right circumstance. It's like saying, hey man, you got a little alcoholism. Don't take heroin, right? Because you could really.
Well, plus Ronnie's capable of monogamy. He's with the same woman.
That's right. And so all this stuff is, there are plenty of alcoholics that control drinking. There's lots of versions of people that have the potential to be an addict that aren't fully addicted.
Right.
Right. And I was making that comment about Brent and his wife, and I was worried it was going to progress. It already had progressed, and they seemed like using buddies to me. Right. And when people get into that mode, it usually progresses, and it's so unpredictable how they're going to feel about it as it does.
Well,
right?
Brent has PTSD as well because he served in the military.
Right.
And it seems
and he's the guy, one of the guys I'm closest with over there.
Is Brent?
I would say. Yeah.
I love him.
I love him, and he knows it. And I'm sorry if talking about him even here is problematic. It's the problem when you put something on the air like that. It's really hard to know where you are and are not supposed to talk about these things. It's how I got in trouble with Robin, because she did my personality inventory on the air. Then I wrote about it in my book, and she was very upset by that because she didn't give me permission to write about it. But I didn't even think I should have. But I didn't think to ask permission because it happened on the air.
Sure.
I was just describing what happened on the air. Well, same is now true with Brent, because these are touchy subjects, and so I get it. We're not saying anything more here than has happened on the air, which is, and just my concern that this could progress, and that would be sad for them. And sometimes one is more so into it than the other, and that creates problems.
Got you.
Right?
Got you.
That's all.
It's fascinating. It's the most exciting radio. I keep listening to it. I don't know. Let's see where it goes.
They're all really interesting, good people over there.
I know. I'm obsessed. I listen every day. Husband knows. I'm on it. I'm on the app, man. I'm on the app.
Yeah, and then you text me or DM me and say, what's going on with Sal? What's going on with Richard? What's up with
Wait, well, because Sal was having sleep paralysis. I'm like, what is that? Is that real? What is sleep paralysis?
You didn't know that?
No, I mean, I've heard him.
I'm so glad he didn't say that the devil visited me and laid on my chest, because that's part of sleep paralysis. People have hypnagogic hallucinations. So they'll wake up, they're in a state of sleep, but they're not fully awake, and so they're still in the paralysis state. And when you're asleep, you're paralyzed during part of your sleep.
Yes.
And they're still paralyzed, and so they're awake, and they will often hallucinate that a ghost is sitting on top of them. All those alien encounters are all in this hypnagogic hallucination when people are in various states of sleep. And sleep paralysis, you're awake but you can't move. It's very uncomfortable. It's very
I've had it, but I think I've had something. But he levitated.
And these are all the different demons that people are visited by. See,
but remember when he levitated above his bed?
Yeah, that was a classic hypnagogic hallucination. Look at all the different images that people they think they're having.
Richard Christie, gay or not gay, with Sal?
Richard, I think, got traumatized with his gay friend. And they used to take baths together, and then
fart bubbles.
Right, yeah. And his reaction to his friend's arousal was extreme laughter, funny, and so that became almost a traumatic attachment. The humor there, isn't that interesting?
I love it.
Yeah, he is not gay, but gayness makes him laugh.
Right.
Because that exposure to gay behaviors makes him laugh.
Okay, but
because
what about,
that's what happened when he was a kid.
So he merged those two sensations, feelings. But what about the fantasy of having Howard put him out, like drug him, and then do whatever he wants with him sexually? Wasn't that the thing?
He is so committed to the show. He wants him to know that he will do anything for him.
Oh, okay.
Anything. That's and because Richard is up for anything, he has no fear, and he wants Howard to know that he would thoroughly turn himself over for whatever is necessary for the good of the show.
Right. Okay.
Which is sort of always his thing.
Of course. Yeah. Very loyal. They're all very loyal.
All right. Let's not bore anybody more.
It's not boring for me. I'm obsessed. Can talk all day.
Thank you for coming in. Everything good with you?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. You interviewed me.
I know. I find you fascinating. You're so educated.
Thank you for this show, and thank you for including us all this. And
they love you. Everyone loves you.
You got stuff coming up?
Tons of shit. Check my calendar for 2020 dates. I have just a few things in 2019 that we're doing at Flappers, Portland, Oregon, and that's it, man. Lots of shit.
And you got January in Pasadena? Is that what you told
me? We reworked it to March. I believe March 7th, because I had the stomach flu.
I put it on my calendar.
Now March 7th. So come to that. Your tickets will be honored there.
All right, everybody, check out drdrew.com. Also, we got a new thing, drdrew.tv. I do a live show. It's part of my giving it away, and I do a streaming on the weekend where I just answer questions.
I love
that.
And
if you sign up at drdrew.tv, we send out a little blast to let you know when we're doing it. And by the way, I think if you respond, you get to the head of the line on the queue for the questions at drdrew.tv, and we have other stuff at drdrew.com. Me and Adam is there, and check all that stuff.
You're such a great service to society. I'm so glad you exist, and we're so thrilled to have you.
Thank you. I enjoy doing all this. I'm grateful to be able to do it in such interesting ways, and so thank you for giving me a platform.
Love you, buddy.
See you next time.
Bye.
All conversations and information exchanged during participation in the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.